All right, hockey fans, welcome to the #1 rated hockey show on Lake Region Public Access. Back with me, Coach Lou Luttrell, our U18's head coach. Big week of hockey this past week, although it was interrupted a little bit by a snowstorm. We still had a successful week. Coach, how was your week?
It was pretty good, actually. I mean, hard week of practice. 18s didn't have any games, but junior teams were in action.
Yeah, and the junior teams played pretty well. They came over some early losses at the beginning of the week, and then they had a great finish to their weekend prior to getting hit with that enormous snowfall. Now, you live in Massachusetts, so what kind of snow did you get down there?
We think we got about 18 inches of snow down there. So
What was the final tally up here, like a foot?
just a hair under a foot, I think. So.
Okay. Well, one of the strengths of the program is what you alluded to, Coach, is it's the training model that the program has. Each kid in our program gets an abundance of ice time each week, and it's not just team practices, it's also focusing on their individual skill improvement. And I think that's one of the strengths of the program. For example, today you had goaltender practice. Well, tell me a little bit about that goaltender practice you did today, Coach.
Sure. We run a stations practice. So I'll set up a few stations, and each station will work on a different aspect of goaltending. And goalies will rotate through and get me to critique them a little bit while they're going through the stations. And they find it helpful. So it's been translated to their game, which is great for the goalies.
That's great. So, they had the technical improvements they're getting on their individual game, and then they combine that within their team practices.
Yeah.
And that's where we see a ton of real improvement.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about the team getting better, it's how you fit within that team and improving within that team. And one of the strengths of the program, in addition to that model, is also our off-ice facilities. We have a classroom here at the rink, a large warm room that we use during the day for kids to do their online academics. Each team, full season team, has their own locker room, which is really nice. And then also across the street, we have our Wolves Training Center. And before we get to a video, we're going to show you that facility. Coach, tell me about what you do with your kids when you take them over to the Wolves Training Center.
So we'll do a combination of weight training and cardio, all sorts of off ice training there. They also have synthetic ice over there, a shooting lane, synthetic ice crease as well. So the kids are over there all the time shooting. It's hard to keep track and keep up with the maintenance from all the shooting.
It is, and at times they do leave the door open at night. In 10-degree weather, that's certainly around the large heating bill that Coach Trimble and Coach Hughes are responsible for, which is disappointing. But it is what it is, and we're going to move forward and get better. And you learn your lessons when you're a kid, gradual steps at a time. Before we get to we're moving on from that, we're going to show you a quick video of our off-ice facilities over at Wolves Training Center. Now, Coach, EHLP team finished their weekend their week with a great game on Friday. Tell me a little bit about the EHLP team.
Sure. EHL went down to Walpole, Massachusetts, to play Walpole Express, and after a little rink malfunction, both teams were able to get their games in, and P team came away with a hard-fought 3-2 win. Came back and forth and ended up on top with a late game-winning goal.
Now, they've won 3 games in their last 5, I believe. Really starting to show huge signs of progress. What do you credit some of that success to?
The team buying into Coach Bates' system and playing through and playing hard for him and for each other. I think a little growing pains at the beginning of the season with them, trying to figure things out, but they're starting to figure it out now, and buying in and playing hard for Coach and for each other.
Absolutely, and you see that with a team that doesn't have a ton of returners oftentimes, where it's a lot of new fresh faces in the locker room. They kind of have to figure out some different roles, modify their games, find where they can fit in on the team. And then that internal competition. You've certainly seen that in nets, where there's a number of guys competing to be that guy in the nets and having to earn that spot. Tell me a little bit about the goaltending as of recent.
As of recent, Jake Williams has gotten in a few games. He's played very, very well. Right now, he's kind of got his heels dug in on that net for himself right now. And he's continuing to play well. He had a great practice today. Hopefully he'll get some more games here.
He's a player that we thought going into the season was going to, because of his talent and age, could emerge as the #1 guy. He struggled to find that footing, but I think now, like you said, he's dug his heels in.
Absolutely. Yep. Doesn't seem to be letting go anytime soon.
We got a clip we're going to show you, the game winner from Friday. Power play late in the third period. Julius controls the puck, goes wide to Eddie Grigorievs. Lacus gets it to the net. It kicks out, and there he is, Captain Julius. Recent Curry commit finishes the rebound. Wolves win 3-2. Great job, guys. Our coach at 4:30, the EHL on Friday played Walpole as well. Same result, 3-2 win. Tell me about the game.
Again, was another hard-fought game. With the rink malfunction, we thought guys were going to lose their focus, but they actually stayed focused after a long break and came through, played well.
That's one of those situations late in the year where you kind of figure out your team. Early in the year, they might have got distracted and they might have had an off performance given the prior game they struggled and lost to the Avalanche. But they responded, they kept their composure, they came out, they played hard, they played well. Who are some of the standout players on Friday?
On Friday, I think in net, Liam Kilgallen didn't have a lot of shots, only about 24 shots, but he looked very smooth in net. And smooth translates to good sometimes. And I think we had goals from a lot of different people. Everybody really had a really good game that day.
Last week they were number 4, I think, or 3 or 4 on the EHL power rankings. I don't know who votes on those power rankings. I've never gotten an email. But we've now, in 2 games, I think we played 2 of our strongest games against that Walpole team, and we're cracking that top 5 for sure.
Oh, absolutely. We've got to get some votes in there this week.
I hope so. All right, we got a couple clips we're going to show you of EHL's 3-2 win over Walpole on Friday. Friday night action down in Walpole. Wolves are the visiting team. About 4 minutes to go. Nice play there through neutral ice. Owen Guerin creates the 2-on-1. He looks off. Rambusic, who's going to the net, and fires to the far post. Game winner and first junior goal, Owen Guerin. Great job. It's a great segue into our next topic, our college commitments. We have a number of kids making their school decisions coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We had 2 early ones. First up is EHL captain Julius Cavandal. Excellent player, had that game winner on Friday. Coach, why don't you tell me a little bit about Julius's game?
Sure. Julius is a very good skater. Handles the puck very, very well. And as captain of the team, he leads them on and off the ice and leads the power play as well.
He committed to Curry College. He's a Norwegian-born defenseman from Stavanger who will be got a nice little package to go to Curry College. It's number 15, currently at Division 3 in the country. So I hope you get into a really good program, and I'm sure it'll turn some heads.
Absolutely.
Next up on our college commitments is Jack Ennis. Jack Ennis is a 2001 defenseman from Boston, Massachusetts. Coach, tell me about Jack Ennis.
Sure. I really like the way Jack Ennis plays. He's a defensive defenseman, so he maybe doesn't have the offensive stats, that Kel McCarr might have. Yeah. But he sacrifices his body, blocks shots, gets in the lanes of the penalty kill. I don't think you got a better D there on the penalty kill, Jack Ennis.
Couldn't agree more. I think Jack is one of those players that we had to reach out to the right schools to talk, to get a look at Jack. And he's one of those guys who can fit into any locker room. He's a good kid. He's a good leader. He leads by example. He logs heavy minutes. Like he'll be out there on a 5-on-3 or a 5-on-4, a critical penalty kill. He'll be out there in the final 90 seconds of a game when we're nursing a 1-goal lead. He's the kind of glue guy that you need in your locker room, who isn't afraid to take a puck, off the shin pads or off the chest to keep his team in the game. And I think Framingham is getting a really, really good defenseman who's, as you said, his numbers might not be the same as what Julius is, but that's not what's asked of Jack. Jack's asked to play a hard defensive game, and he's done really well.
Oh, absolutely. Does it great.
Absolutely. Next up, though, players always want to hear back. Well, what's going on with Kevin Biter? What's going on with Dominic Marcinkiewicz? A lot of players have come through the program in the last 10 years and put almost 200 kids into college, a number of kids on the pro hockey overseas. One of those players who's a special player for us is Kevin Bite. He's a freshman at Johnson & Wales. He was converted from forward to defense about 2.5 years ago by Coach Kuhns. And his game completely transformed. He went from being a kid who was just getting in the lineup as a forward, becoming one of the best defensemen in the league and being an all-star in the league last year. And then now in college, I think there's some Rookie of the Year talk in the NEHC. Tell me about Kevin's game a little bit, Coach.
Sure. Same thing. He's good defensively and he's good offensively as well, and that kind of translated to his college game. He's leading his team in points right now.
Yeah, so far he's in 15 games, I believe. He's got 10 points on the season, which, as you mentioned, leads the team. Is ahead of actually one other player who was a former player in the program, Brett Crawford. And Kevin's just turning a lot of heads and making sure that every game he's getting a big minute. So great job, Kevin. We got a clip we're going to show you right now of Kevin Byte's recent overtime game winner. All right, here it is. Overtime action. Johnson and Wales versus Castleton State. Kevin Byte collects the puck off a face-off win. Good skating through neutral ice. Leaves it for his partner. Gets the puck back, makes a hard play to the net, and diving, and he scores. Great goal by Kevin Byte, overtime winner. Great job, Johnson and Wales, Wildcats. Nice job, guys. All right, hockey fans, this is the interview you've been waiting all season for, which you've been sending me emails, text messages, direct messages, carrier pigeons, all sorts of stuff. You wanted Nolan Rasmussen? You got Nolan Rasmussen. The man, the myth, the legend. Nolan, welcome to Wolves Hockey Show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, tell me about how you grew up in hockey, where you're from. Tell me the backstory.
So I'm from St. Louis, Missouri originally. I discovered hockey when I was about 3 or 4 years old. My dad took me to a St. Louis Blues practice, and I basically came home and was starting to use like dirty socks as like pucks and like empty paper towel rolls. I'd like bend them into a stick.
Yeah.
Like I was shooting them into like laundry baskets. That's all according to my parents, obviously. But apparently I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, and I did a little bit of learn and play and started playing organized as about 6. So
Cool. Now, where you're from St. Louis, that means you're a Blues fan.
yes.
Where was your first rink that you went to? Was it the place you grew up playing?
I grew up playing at Brentwood Ice Rink. It's like kind of like right in the middle of St. Louis County, and then also at Webster Groves Ice Rink. My team had like 4 or 5 different rinks we play out of. So
What was the name of your youth program?
St. Louis Rockets.
St. Louis Rockets. Okay, very cool. Now, last year you played in Springfield, Mass, and then you came to the Wolves. We'd love to have you here. What's been your experience thus far with the Wolves?
I think it's been great overall. I've enjoyed skating all the ice time we get. I've improved a lot since I've been here, and I got like all the ice time I get last year in a week. I get it all in like basically a day. So it's good, and I think it's going to open a lot of doors that wouldn't have been open otherwise. So
Cool. Well, we appreciate that. That is what people talk about. Like, when it comes to Wolves, you're going to get plenty of opportunities to get better. And then also, you see with like the gym stuff, it's like how you want to make your time. You can choose to get those extra reps in the gym or not. It's up to you. But only do things that will make you better. I've seen that you've embraced that. That's been part of your whole thing when you've been here. You're getting on the ice a lot. You're jumping on with other teams, which is totally encouraged. And then you're in the gym. You're getting with the guys, and that's really positive.
Yeah.
So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Now, you have a couple other skills we need to talk about.
All right.
You have become one of the all-time greatest music PA guys in the history of the Wolves program. How did you earn that job, and what goes into a good broadcast?
So basically, I came to one of the P games. I was coming to watch. I came in the back door. It's like right just down there. And Bates comes out of the office, and he told me to help Jake with the front desk.
Okay.
And then that evolved into changing some jobs. I ended up doing music for that game, and I've since then become the full-time music guy. So,
well, it does. I mean, it coincided also too with the EHL team going from being in last place to being a lot better. That's not a surprise. No.
Yeah.
So tell me, on that fateful day against the East Coast Wizards, when you played that song, what brought it on, playing the goal song, and what has Coach said to you about that goal song and your use of it?
Well, Coons came into the office pregame, or the little scores box down there, and he gave me a sheet with some songs he wanted me to play for certain situations. So starting lineups, goal song, all that.
Yeah.
And he told me to play the "Dreams Come True" by, I forget who sings it, but he told me to play it, and that's been the goal song. And yeah,
Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's been you played it. We beat the East Coast Wizards 10-1.
Yeah.
A lot of that song was going on.
Yeah. They actually told me to stop playing it because I was scoring so much.
That's a good thing,
Yeah.
right?
The first goal, it didn't actually play because I was trying to get the play and it just wouldn't play. And I was thinking, dude, what if this is a 1-0 final that ended up being 10-1?
Oh, you had
Yeah.
plenty more opportunities.
Yeah.
That's funny. Now, what are some of your goals? What are some of the things you want to see happen in your hockey career, in your academic career? Where do you go from here?
I want to play either prep school or juniors next year, and I'm definitely open to coming back here if if I get the opportunity to.
Yep.
And I just want to play till age out, and then have a good college career, and then maybe carry that on to pro.
Okay. Now, college. When you're talking about college, what are some of your interests in terms of studying? What do you want to get into?
I like history. I'm a big history guy, so I probably want to study that in college.
And maybe like a history teacher, or be an archaeologist, or be
Anything in that field, really.
a historian. Like, you can be a researcher.
I don't know, whatever. Something along those lines.
What kind of history though? I mean, like, there's a lot of history obviously in St. Louis with the opening of the West and a lot of Native American studies in St. Louis. But what are the things about St. Louis that you're interested in? You're not interested in like a history of rap, like Nelly or something like that?
Not necessarily that. I've kind of been like more like American history, like
Okay.
Revolutionary War, Civil War, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of always been my favorite aspect of the field. So
Cool. That sounds like a great career, and that's awesome. So Nolan, before we let you go, what do you want to say to the folks back home in St. Louis?
hi Mom, how's it going? What's up? My dad too. Hope you guys are doing well. See you whenever our season ends. Don't really know quite yet. So
It'll happen though. There will be an end date.
eventually.
Between now and then, though, it's plenty of ice time to be had.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, Nolan. You're doing a great job. And for those fans who are coming into the EHL games this season, the guy behind the music, he's right here, and he's killing it.
Yeah.
Thanks again. So, Coach Lou, that was a great interview with Nolan Rasmussen. Funny kid. He's embracing a lot of the training and getting better here with the Wolves. Tell me a little bit about Nolan's game at the U18 level.
Sure, he's definitely a hard worker, dedicated. He's at every on ice activity, off ice activity he can be at, and his game has improved since the first time he stepped on the ice here in the fall, which is great.
No question. He scored a goal down at the ESL Showcase. I was watching the game, and gave the whole team a lift.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Catapulted that team to, I think it was like, at the time it was like 3-2 or 2-1, really close. He scored a goal right in front of the net,
Yeah.
and then before you knew it, 3 minutes later it was like 6-1.
Absolutely. Sometimes you need some contributions from the guys who aren't on the top line, and he's one of them. We'll give you that contribution. Lifts everybody up.
Absolutely. Now, hopefully, without this, without any snowstorms planned for this week, we'll be back in action with a lot of games coming up. The 16s, we play Boston Advantage twice in a home-and-home series on Saturday down in Massachusetts, and then Sunday back here at the Tilton School at 10:20. Coach, tell me about the EHLP and the EHL. What kind of games they got this weekend?
Sure. EHL has a very busy week. 4 games this week. You've got Tuesday at home versus Boston Junior Rangers. You've got Wednesday. They're going to head out to Vermont, play the Lumberjacks. Friday they'll be at Seacoast Spartans, and Saturday they'll be back here at home playing Seacoast Spartans again.
What time is that game?
I don't remember off the top of my
I
head.
think that's like a 6:30 game. So make sure fans, maybe we'll do a promotion this week. We got to get back after that JBT game. They beat us here on home ice on JBT.
Definitely.
I think we're the stronger team. I do. So we got to play up to our potential. Let's pack the barn Saturday.
Yeah, pack it on Saturday. And the EHLP team has 1 game on Saturday. That's away at the New Hampshire Avalanche.
Nice. So give those guys a chance to come back in and root for their guys on Saturday too.
Absolutely.
Some of the big things that are happening this week in terms of in our region, though, is the return of the Pond Hockey Classic. It's a great event run in Meredith, New Hampshire by Scott Crowder. We have over 200 teams participating, and the Wolves will be involved in that on Sunday. We have our EHLP team. Some of our 18s are invited, and then some of our 16s. We're going to go down around noon after our game and help take apart some of those rinks so they can pack them up for the rest of the winter before next year's event. Tell me about your experiences with the Pond Hockey Classic.
It's a great experience, a lot of fun. I'm going to be playing this year, so I'll be out on the ice trying to score some goals, hopefully. So It's great. It's always a fun time.
Now, we're in a unique geographic area where it gets nice and cold throughout the winter. gives these kids a lot of opportunities to enjoy natural ice. And we have a lot of kids from down south, Tennessee, California, Nebraska's somewhat to the south, kids from Texas. And some of those kids, the first time they're ever skating on outdoor or natural ice. We had a little pickup game we did last week at the outdoor ice rink in Guilford. We're going to show you that clip right now. Here's our 16s in action at the Arthur Tilton Rink in Guilford, New Hampshire, enjoying some great natural outdoor hockey. All right, Coach, we're down to the final 4 weeks of the season. Any predictions for the teams going forward here?
Ooh, definitely like to see the EHL team make it to the finals this year. Frozen finals, I think they've got the talent and the right players for it.
Mhm.
So I definitely think they're going to go far in the playoffs, and I think with the way the EHLP team is playing right now, I think they might have a little first round upset in their playoffs. So bold prediction, but I like it.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. So you get good goaltending, you get contributions from different guys in your lineup, you get good matchups, you get home ice. Anything can happen. So I like those predictions, and we'll be making sure that every time we got a game, make sure our fans locally here in Laconia coming out and support these teams who are working their butts off to have a great season.
Absolutely.
Well, hockey fans, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the Wolves website, www.ne-wolveshockey.com.